Alright, so here we are, the final piece of Samurai vs. Zombies, the extended walkthrough. We're doing waves 61 through 70. To catch those of you up to speed that haven't seen any other parts yet, I have spent gold coins on 2 leadership levels. I've maxed out my bowmen, my archers, as I often call them. I've leveled up my farmers all the way, but that didn't cost any gold coins. I've spent a little bit on my own bow, very little, and you shouldn't need to actually use those gold coins. I did buy the double silver coins for life upgrade, though I don't recommend that one. I think it's a waste of gold coins. And I think that's it for... Oh, there was one level. I did buy 1 level of troop. So I spent 30 gold coins on troop. All in all, I think I spent about a total of 160 or so gold coins. So that's where I am. So my strategy here, if you've seen any of the previous videos, is a farmer Zerg. But it's a little bit of a different take because now I'm using the bowmen as well. The farmers do a little bit of damage, but mostly they're just enemy fodder to hold the enemies back, while the bowmen come in and do the vast majority of the damage. You'll see how that works here briefly. So this is not a typical wave. In a typical wave, I'll be able to hold the enemies back myself so that I can actually come and pick up that extra leadership level and then start summoning my allies after that point. So here we go. Finally got the upgrade. Some of these kind of non-standard waves where the enemies come at you really fast to start, you kind of have to start to swarm a farmer Zerg in the beginning. This one, a lot of fast enemies in this particular wave, so farmers are required. So the typical strategy here is to summon about 3 to 5 farmers, as I did, and then start summoning a bowman as soon as the bowmen are up. You'll be able to do that until you run out of leadership points, because eventually you'll only be able to do the farmer Zerg like I am here. And the trick is, over and over, you cannot leave gaps in your farmer Zerg. You get too many gaps in it, and then what's going to happen is the enemies it'll give them a brief little break, and they'll catch up and hit your bowman and take your bowman out. So as long as you keep a steady stream of farmers coming in all the time, your bowman should stay protected. Ooh, nearly died there. So that's exactly what's happening here. I've just lost my blacksmith. I put a gap in my farmers, and they killed my bowman. So, in a little bit of a pickle here. And of course, though, troop is there to save your butt. I think I'm going to lose those bowmen, too, it looks like. Yep, they are chewing through me. So I may need to actually reboot the strategy here. Stop summoning things for just a little while, but we'll see. We'll see what I actually did. Yeah, I did. I'm building it up. I'm gonna go ahead and reboot the strategy. So, in cases like this where you're just getting overrun, it's a good idea. Just stop summoning. Let your enemies come. Let your allies come back, and then reboot it like I am right now. There we go. Start it back over. 3 farmers. Get my bowman back in there. You can see now. That was a substantial amount. It allowed me to overwhelm them by having lots of leadership and just summoning a whole crap load of guys at the same time. I'm also using a wealth charm. I use wealth charms very often because I had a lot of them, and the wealth charms help out quite a bit because not only does it suck in the silver coins, which are pretty insignificant, but also it also sucks in those leadership coins, which becomes a bigger deal because if you're summoning your farmers as fast as you can, you'll never actually build up enough leadership to continue summoning bowmen. So if you get a bunch of enemies that drop enough of those leadership tokens, you'll actually build up enough to summon a few new bowmen. So I suggest you do that. Whenever you hit enough leadership coins to hit over 10, summon a bowman right away. That way you don't just keep summoning farmers. Because the key is you need to have a nice good swarm of bowmen, I'd say 5+, something like that. You need to have a nice bulk of them. Then it also helps to have your samurai's bow up a little bit so your samurai can also add to that bowman damage. Don't just have the bowman doing the damage. So I have done quite a few of the silver upgrades. They're not as important. I mean, having your gate leveled up is pretty important, I guess. But usually the enemies with this strategy won't even touch your gate. And I do upgrade the village bowman and the bell, the warding bell, as high as they'll go with silver coins as well. I suggest you do the same. But again, with the silver coins, you get so many of them. To not upgrade anything that requires silver coins is pretty foolish. Especially because you can go back and play some of the old waves again. So you should have ample silver coins no matter how you go about it. And that's one of the reasons why I think it was foolish for me to actually buy that double silver coins for life, because it wouldn't have taken me that much longer to actually just grind those coins out. And silver coins don't really net you a lot of good. Especially with this tactic, where really all I'm using is two different types of allies. I'm only using farmers and I'm only using archers. I do use the special blacksmith and the rifleman, but the rifleman guy, he comes in a little bit later. I do pick him up, maybe in this wave, if not in this wave, in a very soon I'll get him. In a very near wave, I should say. Uh-oh, that's not bueno. Oh, they're doing some damage to the gate. So in this case, it's actually a good thing that I had a couple levels in the gate, because if you don't level up the gate at all, one hit will take it down by these guys. So you gotta have a few levels in it, but it's not imperative. I mean, if you do the strategy correctly, they'll never hit the gate once. Constantly spawning farmers. You can never stop spawning farmers. If you ever stop, it leaves that gap and it makes you very vulnerable. So once I got it all set up, it was an easy enough round. It took time to actually set up a good onslaught there, where I had ample farmers in the front and then about 5 bowmen in the back. And don't limit yourself to 5 bowmen though. As many bowmen as you can get is the best way to do it, because those arrows, they'll slow a lot of the enemies down. Here you go. Here's one in particular that you really want to slow down. This is actually the boss of level 50, wave 50 I should say. But he's amped up a bit because it's wave 63 instead. I'm pretty sure I make quick work of him nonetheless. Having the bowmen and the farmers really makes this guy a lot easier. So here you can see I'm running up, and you just want to delay these guys as best you can so you can build that leadership. There we go, I've got the upgrade. Now I'm just kind of holding them back so I can build some leadership up so I can get my Zerging started correctly. And I'm not sure exactly where you need to be for points. I mean, I feel real comfortable around 70. 70 is probably a good place to start. But there isn't really a set place. If you can fill the bar up, there is a couple times that I do that. I fill the whole bar and then I start doing my Zerg. And that's going to result in your best bet. But I don't know. I'd say a minimum is about 30 and probably 70's best. Or a recommended level, I should say. And if you're having trouble there with the leadership, you can always use the pot of teas as well. They can help you out. I never actually use them, but if you want more leadership to keep your Zerg going as best as possible, use a cup of tea, pot of tea. You can get those by up where the sushi is. See how there's a red arrow there? You just need to swipe over there, and then it'll change which item that you have equipped there. Your pot of teas are hidden behind the sushi. And the cup of teas. So you can see here with the bowman, you actually slow the boss down. So it allows you to just get tons and tons of farmers in there, and you just whoop them up. He's a simple enemy when you have that many bowmen. The trick is, though, you got to keep those farmers in. Looks like my farmers are getting a little bit sparse. Kinda scary. Oh, he's got somebody healing him back there, too. A lot of times when you get at this level, once you start to get those healers in the back, your samurai is going to have to be the one that goes back there and cleans them up, or at least distracts them, so they have to heal themselves rather than healing whatever large boss or enemy is up front. Looks like I'm going to get him though, probably. Without having to go get the healers, I should say. That's what I meant. I know I'm going to get him. That's the nice thing of being in the future. I know I win. Easy enough. Oh no. I put a gap in my farmers. I stopped for a second there, so hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me. I don't think it will. I got this gap right there. So it didn't matter in the end anyways. So that's the end of that wave. Wave 63. Now we're moving on to 64. And there he is, the rifleman. So at this point in time, now I have the rifleman, the blacksmith, and the 2 units that I use, the farmers and the bowmen, that are my key allies. And here I'm just kind of finishing all my silver upgrades. You'll see me do that. I think I do finish them all by the time I hit wave 70, even though the only ones that are really important are like the village bowman and the warding bell, and then anything having to do with your samurai, his attacks. Make sure that those are at least done with all your silver coins. Your farmers and your bowmen, they have to be for sure maxed out all the way. And for some reason I went out. That's weird. But anyways, here we are, back again. Wave 64. Just jumping right into the wave. So because I got rifleman, I'm going to swap it out for that. I think I keep the healer in there, even though I don't actually ever use the healer. I do here and there, but he's not really part of the strategy. I mean, you don't really need a healer when you're just basically sacrificing your farmers to the samurai zombie god. So this strategy is a very good example of why it's not a good idea to go to war with China. Because they got all the farmers. They got so many people, this strategy would work. Doesn't matter how much artillery any particular country has, they will farmer zerg you and you will die. They will have pocket knives and they will still win. So nothing but wheels in this wave, which makes it very easy to slow them down. Lethargy works really good on these guys, but it also works really good to just go up there and kind of bump them. Makes them spin. You can easily dodge them. And keep them slowed down. It allows you to get tons and tons of leadership. That helps as well. You can see here I am full. Completely full. I don't think I realized that I was full. There it is. So now I'm starting. No, so I should have a really good Zerg here for this particular wave because I was able to build it up all the way. But it is expensive though to get the rifleman and the blacksmith out there along with your archers. They're 10 apiece, which that's the same price as an archer, but or a bowman, I should say. But with the 2 augmented guys, it makes your units just infinitely more powerful. And it just makes it way easier to win. And I did mention in the last video, but it's probably worth mentioning here as well. If you haven't gone through the game, if you're watching this and for some reason you haven't even started, or you're considering restarting, you should go out on the internet and try to find version 1 of the game. And the reason I say that is because in version 1 of the game, I'm only hypothesizing that this will actually work, but in version 1 of the game, you actually get your blacksmith and your rifleman and your special characters way more frequently. And the reason is because later on they updated the game so that they had these booster packs in the game, and that's where they want you to get your special allies from. Well, if you play through version 1 and get to wave 50 in version 1, you'll probably have almost all of the named allies by the time you finish those first 50 waves. And it'll be really helpful if you have one or both of these guys when starting wave 51. So if you can actually find version 1 of the game out there in some shady corner of the internet, pick that up. Go through 1 through 50 on that one. Yeah, that way you'll have an advantage of going through 51 through 70 with either the blacksmith and or the rifleman. Makes it helpful. I had to start this game over from the beginning again, and when I went through the game, I think I got 0, maybe 1 of the special allies going through 50 by the time I got to 50. The first time I went through the game, I was playing version 1 because I went through the game right away, right when it first came out, and I think I had all of them. I got every single one of the allies before I finished the game. So they greatly decreased the drop rate, at least I'm guessing that, and I'm guessing that you'd be able to just start version 1 and pick up a lot more allies before starting 51. You'd have to upgrade to do 51, but at least at that point in time you'd have a great advantage. So here we go, 65. And again with the wheels, it makes life so much easier. Ooh, they got a Frosty Bowman though. So you gotta watch out for this particular situation here where they got wheels on you, but they also got a Frosty Bowman, because you can kind of screw up your timings. You can get hit by a Frosty Bowman and then wheeled in the face. And if you get hit by enough wheels all at the same time, you can go down pretty quick. You just gotta guard yourself. Try to watch when he draws his bow up, and then step out of the way right away when he draws his bow up. He's not tough to evade. So it looks like here too I'm going to have full leadership, so this should be a somewhat easy wave. And this being 65, I think there's a bonus wave after the end of this wave as well. Which in the beginning, the bonus waves are kind of nice because you can get, I don't know, some decent things. It's kind of nice to get the glue coins from it. You don't always, but sometimes, like a couple times, I just got sushi. And it's like, wow, really? I got sushi? Sushi's too common. So yeah, by the end of the game, the bonus waves, I almost felt like I wish I could skip them because the benefit of playing them was not high enough. So that was kind of a rough little spot there. I think I got kind of lucky in that spot, just by having enough of my riflemen. I should say bowmen, I guess. They're bowmen with rifles. And done. So then we'll go into the bonus wave here. So for the most part, I don't use a lot of charms. I do recommend using peace charms on the bosses. That really helps. And then wealth charms throughout. I mean, I had a lot of wealth charms. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Then again, I was doing the date trick, which is a big time cheat, which that allowed me to have a lot of the sushi and the gold coins and the wealth charms. If you don't know what the date trick is, you can check out the channel and do a search for Samurai vs. Zombie date cheat. You'll find it there. It's something you can do to get a few extra coins. However, I wouldn't recommend it if you want to, if you're trying to cheat to get a whole bunch of gold coins. It's not really a good method. It would take you a very long time to get a substantial amount. It would be better worth your time to just buy the coins. Or do the Tapjoy offers. The Tapjoy offers are actually a pretty good deal. It'll take you a little while to build them up that way, but it might be worth it to do some of those. You do need quite a few gold coins to actually get through this game. So you can expect to spend, between $5 and $10 if you're just straight buying them or taking some time to do the Tapjoy offers, mixed with a little bit of the date cheat. And another bonus round completed. We don't want to rate you. Actually, I think I already rated the game. It just thinks I haven't rated it because I reinstalled it. So five glue coins. That's nice. I don't think I actually use it. I think I hold on to it all the way to the end. I don't believe that I ever use it. I might actually upgrade Troop one more time by the end of the game. You don't need to, though. And I guess I'll explain my strategy for the boss once we get there. But even if I do upgrade Troop, you don't need to upgrade Troop. It's not necessary based on the way that I beat him. At least it shouldn't be. So bombs, on this wave, wave 66, you're going to need to summon a few farmers up, because I don't think you're going to be able to, even if I pull, yep, here we go, fast farmers. That usually means you're going to have to summon at least a few farmers. So you're probably going to need to summon, I don't know, 10 or 15 farmers here to start out. Oh, I did 5. Do I finish it with 5? Oh, guys on horses. Yeah, you'll probably need more. You're going to need more than 5 for sure. Well played. Alright, so I got my upgrade. So you just saw me summon about 3 or 4 farmers there in the back too. And the reason I did that is because I'm trying to make a small little buffer just so I can kill these couple enemies or at least slow them down so that I can get my leadership up to about that 70 mark, which looks like I've passed it. I'm going to be able to get it up to 100 before I even start my little zerging, which is great. That's great. Oh man, it's almost filled up. Awesome. Okay. A lot of really well-timed elements here in the beginning of this one for me. I think a lot of that is probably luck. So, kind of lucked out there. So here we go, another boss guy. I should make quick work of him nonetheless. Ooh, that wasn't good. Is he gonna be able to kill my bowman? Doesn't appear so. Again, you can see the effectiveness right here of the Zerg method. It is pounding on that guy so much that he can barely even move. Just because I have so many of my guys attacking at the same time. And winner. So that was 66, and now we're going to move into 67. And there shouldn't be any new upgrades. If I upgrade anything at all that's actually of usefulness, it'll be at wave 70, and it'll be troop. But I don't think I actually upgraded. I don't think I spend that last 40. So there you can see my levels. A few more things to upgrade with silver coins, and I do it by the end of the game, I think. Oh, interesting. So you don't usually get a lot of these guys in the 60s. These are also a bunch of enemies that are very easy to push back. You can see they're kind of slow to attack, so you can usually dodge them. And they're really easy to kind of taunt the way that I am. Just kind of slow them down by letting them attack at you. Just make sure you dodge out of the way. I already have my leadership level, and wow, I killed a few of them. Nice. Should have hit troop by now. There it goes. See, I've got the Zerg in full motion. There's so many enemies and allies on the screen that it's actually starting to bog the device down a little bit. This is not a very low-end device. I'm recording this with an Asus Transformer Prime, so it's a Tiger 3 device. Should hold its own. It's just that there's just that many things on the screen at once. Uh-oh. Legion on the loose. Evil boss guy. This may be the wave. There's one wave up here that I have to apologize. I actually die in it and then use a revive. I try not to do that as much as possible, but unfortunately, I end up getting my, or at least one of the last special allies, and not wanting to give them up, I used the revive just to finish the wave up. Normally I would have reset the levels so that I could beat it without dying, but it is what it is. So you can see they've overrun me here. I should be trying to reset at this point in time, but I'm not. So you can see here I am employing the kill the healers strategy, where at least I go back and hold them off. I'm still zerging in the background, but I'm trying to hold the healers up a bit if I can to separate them from the front line. That way my farmers will at least do some damage to the front line and keep those healers back here. The healers and the buffers if you can. And if an enemy comes up on you like that one just did, you need to get behind him. Same thing with this assassin. I don't know what I do with the assassin. I just run away. So this might be where I die. It is. So this is the wave that I actually died in. You can see here, Takeda Shingen. I decide to revive because of that, which has the nice effect of killing everything around me. So that's nice. Yeah, in the back I probably played this one a bit wrong. I should have just let it build up a little bit better. I started zerging a little bit too early, so I think that I'm not going to have enough of my riflemen. Seems to be working good enough, though. I think I only have 4 of the riflemen there, and it's nice to have at least 5. Preferably 10 plus, probably. I mean, if you have 10 plus riflemen, you're probably going to chew up just about anything that gets in your way. Yeah, they ended up tearing through that. That's too bad. Oh, we still won. We still beat him there. I was pretty close there, though. I just about lost all my riflemen. So, some room for improvement on fighting that wave, but got the job done nonetheless. Oh, started out right away with a named enemy. So this will be an interesting wave. You're gonna have to start a Zerg right away to take out this first little group of guys. I waited a little bit too long. They're gonna be able to hit my base a few times. So I got my leadership upgrade. I still haven't started my official Zerg yet. Uh-oh. Nearly died there. There we go. Okay. So not a lot of bowmen in there. Preferably I would like to have a lot more. Especially since this particular wave has aerial enemies. As you can see here, they have so many healers that we're at a standstill here, where I'm not really moving, they're not really moving, no one's really getting hurt. In a lot of these cases, the only thing that actually damages anybody is troop, and if you rely on that, it's just going to take you way too long to finish the wave out. So I probably hold this pattern for a lot longer than I should, and then I'll eventually go back there and start killing their healers, or at least, again, like I said before, hit them enough to distract them. I'm gonna let that bowman pass. Come on, bowman, keep going. Then once he's passed, I go back and start taking on the healers again. Distract them by making them heal themselves. Or if you can kill them, kill them. But usually, at this level, it's very difficult even for your samurai to kill healers, because they heal themselves too fast, and if you don't put a lot of gold coins into your sword, it's just not strong enough to kill them. They heal too fast. So, looks like I took care of the big guys, and so now it's much easier to just pick up the small ones. Ooh, nearly died. Kind of like that addition that they added where the enemies, even if they drain out all your health, they don't kill you in one shot. You kind of get this little end of life exception right there at the very end. Gives you a chance to flee if you have to. Uh-oh, gonna lose my bowman. Yep. So again here, we have a situation where the healers are protecting the guys in the front, and while Troop will still kill one or two of them each time Troop goes, it just takes so long to wait for Troop to refresh each time. You're better off just going in there and distracting those healers. What's interesting here is that it'd probably be a better choice right here to just give up, run backwards, let the farmers that you've already summoned continue coming, and then restart your Zerg. But good enough. I was able to distract them long enough to clean up all the enemies around them, the bigger ones. That's the end of Wave 68, so 2 more to go. Just about done here. Okay, here we go. Wave 69. So, to play that a little bit better, I should have summoned my farmers a little bit earlier because I wasn't able to hold those bombs back very well, so it would have been better to have them out there so that those bombs never actually got to the gate. Ooh. One good troop to the crotch. That'll do it. So I started this particular Zerg out with not enough guys, but I think it's going to turn out okay anyways. It's like I can see the future. This is an interesting situation here. In most cases, you don't actually want to catch up with the enemy spawn. It happened to be that I finished the wave right at the last second, but if you do so well that you end up running onto the enemy spawn, it's usually a bad thing. They'll usually spawn some enemies that just wipes out your whole team. Okay, so going into the last wave, wave 70, you need to make sure that you have a revive. So the way that I do it, the way that this strategy has worked for me is that I go in there and a well-placed revive wins the game. The problem is that the problem that I had at least is the boss is so fast and he's not really stunned by anything, and he hits so hard that he's going to chew up just about anything you throw at him. The only thing that I can imagine, the only strategy that I can think that would work outside of this would be to max out your panzers and have Panzer Guardians that come up and maybe do Panzer Guardians and Bowmen. Not having that and not wanting to spend the money on Panzer Guardians, wow, that opens up poorly. It's best to do a well-placed revive. The revives have the advantage of doing a massive little chunk of damage to everybody around you when you life up. So the idea is to zerg him as best you can. Wait till he kind of gets surrounded in healers and enemies around him, and then purposefully die right on top of him. You'll see I actually do that. And then I use a revive right on top of him, and it kicks his ass and it kicks everybody around him's ass all at the same time, and it gives me the upper hand. Having a single revive, good thing. You want to do it twice, do it twice. I don't imagine that you'll need to do it twice. It's kind of a cheap way to beat a boss, but it's very effective. It will do the trick, for sure. If you don't have a revive, you can usually win revives. Pachinko will give you revives, and I think maybe going through the bonus rounds might actually net you a few that way as well. So it looks here like what I'm doing is resetting my Zerg, getting ready to bulk up for the boss, because the boss hasn't spawned at this point. And I'm gonna get a good full head start on him, which is good. All right. So here we go. Here comes my allies. Gonna take a run at this guy. So at this point in time, I'm not really moving around much because I'm focusing on getting all my timings right for all my guys, so that I have ample bowmen, I have good farmers coming in. I have tons and tons of bowmen there. Very effective at killing just about anything. So one of the wicked hard things about this particular level is that there are so many enemies in addition to the boss. It makes it, you have to be very, I don't know, perseverant. I think I'm making that word up, but you have to really be able to endure a long battle. So as you can see, we're only 35% of the way done, and I've killed a lot of enemies already. Probably a good couple hundred enemies in this level. So here's a problem. I'm getting close to the enemy spawn. Legion on the loose. That's probably not great. I don't want my bowmen any closer than where they are already. And I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly how this goes down, but if my riflemen get any closer and then the boss spawns, he'll just kill them instantly. Which could have been part of my folly. You can see the performance here, it's just down to a crawl because of how many enemies are on the screen at the same time. And allies, I should say. It's probably more allies than enemies, that's for sure. Ugh, those darn healers. Slowing down my progress big time. Hopefully that troop will pick a few of them up. You can see I've been getting those leadership coins so fast that my leadership is now almost full again. So there's the boss. He ran out and killed a ton of my riflemen right away. So if I was backed up a little bit and had a steady stream of farmers, I wouldn't have had that problem. You can see here he's barely being stunned. He might have actually been stunned more if I had my riflemen. So you may want to play with that, because you may not have to use a revive if you can effectively place your riflemen. And I end up using a sushi as well. If you can effectively use your riflemen to slow him down or even stun him without having what I had happen. So you gotta play with your timings a little bit and maybe play the wave a few times. Because using a revive, it's not a sure bet, you know? And see, you can see I did it on purpose. I ran up and died on purpose just so that I can use a revive. And watch what happens when I use the revive. Just boom. Clears out the enemies right there. cleared out all the healers. So you want to make sure you put yourself in a position where you'll kill the healers in addition to do some damage to him. Because then it allows my guys to kind of come in there, sweep him up, and then my troop kills him. And once he's dead, it's just a cakewalk. So, the revival probably should be kind of a backup plan. I probably should have re-recorded this and tried to do it a different way with the rifleman, because I think it's possible. I just haven't done it. So keep the revival strategy in your mind, and maybe play it a couple times trying to do it with the bowmen, the rifles. Because I think that it should be easy to do it that way as well. I think I just timed it poorly. So that's it, game over. And unfortunately for a game that's, I don't know, as polished as this is the ending. This is the only sequence you really get, is just a few words on a page. And then the game ends, you land in another bonus wave, I'm pretty sure. And then you're allowed to go back and play all the levels again if you'd like to. And there is another zombie mode now that's been added on for 3.0. I will not be doing a review for that, or a walkthrough for that. And the reason for that is that I have played this game plenty. I've had my fill at this point in time, and I could go back, I could do it. I know that I could make a walkthrough for it. I just really don't want to. I'm doing this channel as a hobby, as showing off games that I enjoy playing, and doing walkthroughs on games that I really like. And at this point, this game, I've played plenty of the game. I have become sick of it. So I will not be doing a walkthrough on the zombie mode. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough that I did on 1 through 50, and this new section now on 51 through 70. And if you have requests for walkthroughs, I'll always take those, though the amount of walkthroughs I do is pretty sparse. I'm not into doing too many of them, because they're so time-consuming. But if you have a recommendation on something you'd like to see a walkthrough for, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this bonus round and finish up the video, but I'm going to go ahead and stop doing my commentary now. Until next time, this has been Chris with Pixel Freak.